Great.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Tarot Today Live. It's me, Dax, and Mary Brown. I don't know which way she is. I think she's
Hey,
over there.
everybody. I'm over here. Dex can't find me. It's okay. Happy Monday and Martin
Yay!
Luther King Jr. Day.
I had completely forgot about that. My dad mentioned it. And
No. My
I
clients
just,
bring it up. So that's how they keep me on track.
yeah, I'd lose track of days, but yesterday and today, oh my gosh, it's just been nonstop rain in Tucson, which is great. We're in a desert, so we'll take all the water we can get.
I'm sure.
And I'm just looking outside there, and it's all wet, and I just love rainy weather because it's really great coffee weather.
I think any weather is really great coffee weather. What's messing me up, we're not getting the rain like so many people, and I hope everybody is safe and dry and that their property and pets are okay, because I know some people are really struggling with it. But what's driving me nuts is this summer in winter thing that's happening with the temperatures. It's like we're having days in the 70s, 60s, It's like it's January. I can't take it. It's seasonally messing me up.
We always have that. That's why we have snowbirds that, come down here for 3 to 6 months during the winter. And, but it's been crazy because just a day or two ago, we were in the mid to high 70s. One day it was 79, 80. We did hit 80 a couple, 2-3 days ago. And now it's cold again and rainy. It drives me nuts. It's like, pick something. I want to live somewhere where the weather just never changes, but I guess the closest you get to that, I guess, is Hawaii. Hawaii's pretty nice most of the time. Anyway, so
except for
what's going on?
Volcano erupts. Yeah, welcome to the Tarot Weather Channel. Hello, everyone.
Yes,
good to see you.
Wouldn't that be cool if there was an actual Tarot Weather Channel and it actually worked?
We may be that channel.
The predictive models are amazing. And my weather is so dead on. And, I like look at the app and it tells me exactly it will rain for another 35 minutes and then stop. I mean, how do they know this stuff?
Well, it's pretty easy, really. There's they've been studying this for a very, very long time. I think actually,
but I have
studying the weather is probably one of the oldest forms of prediction.
Right.
Think about it.
But it ties into something else, though. The reason I bring that up, in addition to the weather, it is the predictive models that they've been able to now, create these massive databases and things like, gosh, I can't even remember what it's called. The chat GPT.
Yeah.
Chat
the video
AP
you sent
so
me. I watched that.
And I sent you a video.
Yeah,
I sent you a video because it's a couple of tarot people talking about, is this the future of tarot reading where you're going to be able to ask for a reading, and they actually did some live demo on there. I did not watch the whole thing because I was starting to fall asleep. But
it was pretty long.
I mean, it was pretty long and it got boring. It's like I want the highlights, right? But I skipped through the highlights. I watched half of it and then I skipped through real quick and I was like, okay, I'm done. But basically, the answer is not in the foreseeable future.
It
can't quite.
And I think that was obvious. I thought, I watched.
Oh yeah, that's obvious, but
I thought it was just obvious because I skipped to the end and then like they come to the same conclusion you sort of have going into it. That's how I looked at it.
However, they did bring up a lot of good points. And one thing is it's going to be, I think, with some tweaking and by the way, you can actually upload your own data and create a chat system, and I want to figure out how to do that because it's just freaking amazing.
Yeah.
But what it's going to be
Maybe
able to
this is the
do,
year.
yeah, well, what it's going to be able to do, I think it's going to be 6 months to a year, maybe even longer before it gets really good. But I mean, it's so good now. But this is what I think is going to happen. It's not so much that it's going to replace human tarot readers, but that it's going to replace teaching or be a teaching tool that is just fantastic. You'll be able to learn tarot so well using a system based around like this kind of chat thing. It's actually, they want to call it AI, but it's actually small a small I, not big A big I. It's a predictive algorithm thing. I don't have the exact term that I wanted to
Wow.
use. It popped out of my head, but it'll come back. The other way,
Do you have a link to pop in the chat so people, because I'm sure
I
people have no
do,
idea what we're talking about.
I do
They're just
not,
tuning
I
in.
do not. I'll try to look that up during the show here and get it, but it'll take me a while. But the other thing I want to say is, in addition to teaching, it's going to be an excellent tool for tarot readers to use. I think there's going to be some ways of using it. It's already being used. For instance, you can tell it to write a 2,000 word article on XYZ, whatever you want. And it's really good now. It's only going to get better. I could see tarot readers, especially ones that do a lot of typing, that they do a lot of email readings and things like that. Rather than going through all that, they could pull the cards and they're going to be able to do their reading, and then they're going to be able to put the information in, a few sentences, and it's going to write out the whole reading for you. I can see that it's going to start happening,
Why
and then
pay for that then? I don't see why you would pay for that then. You could just get the software yourself and not need a reader. It could make us obsolete.
Absolutely. However, first of all, it can't do it on its own. It's close, but you're going to have to put a whole database of information in and everything, and you're going to have to know how to run it and ask it just right. Eventually, they're going to come up with something where someone will be able to go there and type it in and it'll do the full reading. But and they already have stuff like that, but it's just generic bullshit, really.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say that on YouTube? I don't know. But I can see,
and there's apps and everything.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to get at, Mary, is there's going to be a period of time where it's too complicated for the average person, but easy and very good for the tarot reader. And it might only be a 2 to 5 year span that they can use this tool, but it's going to be excellent. They're going to be able to quickly write out readings and
But is it all their own words? Is it all their own words that they're writing out?
That's the thing. There's a lot of different possibilities. You can even tell it to go watch some of your YouTube videos, and it will learn and talk in your own voice. It will read copy that you've written and learn the syntax and learn how to write in your writing style. It is going to be amazing. I'm telling you.
I think it sounds disgusting.
It is. I mean, as a human person reader, I don't like that, but it's coming.
Well, even
and
just
I think
somebody paying for readings, I wouldn't like it either.
Well, what I like about it is not like about it. Okay. What I like about it is the speed. What I don't like about it is those factors. Yeah. But the thing is, it's coming. Why not get ahead of the curve and go, okay, what can we do with this to make our lives easier as readers, for instance, or something like that? I don't know. I mean, I've already done that for years and years when I had my digital system.
Orphalese, or what were you using?
or fleas, and it shuffles, it randomizes the deck infinitely better than I can do with my physical hands. It's completely randomized. I mean, even on these shows, you may see, some of the same cards coming up that came up in daily readings or on other shows and things like that. It's because no matter how much I shuffle it, I can never get each individual card from not sticking together and things like, there's all kinds of things with the physical shuffling that the algorithm takes care of. And also,
How
it's push button.
how do
You
we
shuffle,
right? And yeah,
and well, let me finish, Mary. I want to get this out. So you hit the
wrap it up.
button and it shuffles. Okay. But I want people to get the full thing, that it's not just the shuffling, it's the fact that it pops it up on the screen. It has little notes by it. I mean, it's a whole cheat sheet system as well. There's all kinds of things you can put in, all your own meanings and readings and meanings and things like that, and it's all right there as it pops up, and you can put together your reading in your head and speak it to the person you're doing the reading for. And it's they're on the other side of the camera, and so they don't even know you're using digital. I think it's fantastic myself. I just think Chat GPT is going to go, wow, it's just going to go anyway.
I think that's all great, but I think
Mhm.
you really miss like maybe some elements of why tarot works the way that it does, why
Mhm.
people get tarot readings, why
Yes, you need the
people like
human element.
certain
I don't think,
readers. Well, I don't think it's just a
yeah.
human element. I'm just trying to say this is that human is part of it. But for a lot of people into tarot enthusiasts, tarot readers like
Mhm.
myself, etc., tarot teachers, we see a different connection. We see something beyond just the human element, and definitely way beyond a digital
Mhm.
element. We see something larger, some connection to the collective consciousness, if you want to. Maybe it's a spiritual
Mhm.
thing, but all of that
Yeah.
is not going to be replaced by a computer, you
I
know.
don't think it ever will be. Even when they're talking about capital A, capital I, real artificial, they throw that
Yeah,
artificial intelligence thing around. Chat GPT is not artificial intelligence. It is an algorithm. It is a
sure.
database. Yes, it's called machine learning. That's the term I was trying to remember, was machine learning.
Yeah,
It's learning on its own, and it's
yeah,
fantastic, and it mimics intelligence, but it is not intelligence. And also, even once they get some form of higher AI, you remember the movie AI with the little AI kid, they still don't have a connection to the higher self, to divinity. That will never happen. I just I don't see how that can happen. True consciousness. I just don't see it happening.
I don't see
But
it happening either, but
fantastic
I'm going
things.
to take a total left turn here, and I'm going to let everybody
Mhm.
know what card of the day I drew today, because we are doing a tarot
Okay, yeah,
show.
I
It
was going to
is
get to that,
also,
Mary. It's just I got a
and
couple other
this
things that I wanted
is,
to get out.
well, I want to just share this with them because it's kind of funny. This is
Mhm.
the Mystic Mudra deck. Okay, if anybody's wondering, I found it on Amazon. It's called Tarot for the Soul as a subtitle, but it's not really a tarot deck. There's only like 39 cards, and they have yoga poses in it. And what's so funny to me is we're talking all this really, 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 really high tech stuff that may or may not, make a lot of sense in the moment, because we're talking about developing technologies as well. And hopefully Dax has that link for this Chat GPT thing. But today's card is all about our inner child, and our inner child, doesn't necessarily connect to, the higher learning, the machine learning, all these technical things, all these advancements, all of that stuff. And it's totally okay to understand that that inner child that we always talk about is a very important part of us. And that is what the card is talking about today. And what's really interesting is that they associate that pose, because it is a deck of yoga poses. For those that are into yoga, you don't have to be, you can just go by the affirmation. but it's like I see my inner child and know that it's an important part of me. And if you look at that figure in the front and look at the pose, um, right there in the center, that center pose of the body there, I'm pointing to the center. That's the child pose. And it's supposed to help balance and activate our third eye, which again, the information that we get during a tarot reading coming through us intuitively, a lot of us believe, through our third eye chakra. And again, like Dax was saying, connecting to divinity, all of that is very much engaged in tarot reading, I think, for a lot of us. And again, that's something that's not going to be replaced by a machine either. So there you go. There's my card of the day. Yeah, I will do that. Did you get a card today, Dax?
Hang on, I'm trying to do a lot of things in the background here. I'm trying to get that link in there. I'm trying to explain to people stuff. Lots of stuff going on in the chat, folks. Let's see here. Okay. All righty. So for those asking in the chat, there is no list to be added to. Once again, we do not do it like some of the other channels you might have been on before. It's all explained at the very top. I already typed all that in. Go all the way to the top and read what I typed. Basically, if you'd like us to pull a card for you, just ask here in the chat. Very simple. Just say, hey, could you please pull a card for me? That's if you want something general. If you have a specific question, just put the specific question in the chat. It's that simple. And no, you don't have to spam the chat. Even though it may look like we skipped you, we didn't. We're going to go back up and we're going to go through the list and take them in the order that they come in. Here on Mondays, we only do the YouTube chat. We don't have the phone lines from Blog Talk. We simulcast on Saturdays. So you can call in on Saturday, but today it's all in the chat there. So just pop in your questions and we'll get to those in a few minutes. One thing I wanted to mention is that we're only 4 shows into the new year. This is the 5th show. And last Saturday, just a couple of days ago, our episode was the 888th episode of Psychic Talk Radio. I thought that was exciting. I wish I had cheers buttons here, to push, but unfortunately, I only have that on the switchboard when I'm on Blog Talk, so don't have the sound effects. Sorry, but yeah, 888th show. 8 is the number of abundance in numerology, so I'm thinking, hey, that's a great way to start out the year with your 888th show. Also 888, the Chinese, that particular combination in numbers is like really thought of as abundant and fortune coming in. So today's numerology, it's the 16th. So obviously that's a 7, and those are the big thinkers when your life path is a 7 or your attitude number or so forth. So there's that. Plus entire date reduces to a 6, which is the nurturing energy. It's a return to balance and chaos, can't talk today. It's a return to balance and harmony after the chaos of 5, which you may have experienced yesterday. I don't know. But I also got the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups has a similar energy to it. That nurturing energy. Okay. And then on this particular version of the card by Ciro Marchetti, a lot of goldfish there. Goldfish, especially koi, are associated with good luck and abundance. Especially the Chinese see it as goldfish as abundant. And there's actually fairy tales about goldfish granting wishes. And there's starfish there. Starfish represent brilliance and intuition, inspiration. The Queen of Cups is always about connecting with your intuition and psychic ability. Intuition, very similar to the High Priestess. Okay. So the message that I'm getting with that and the energy of 6 and 7, that's nurturing energy of 6, and it's also caring and family and home and close friends, balance and harmony. They're very protective of close friends and family. And so what we want to do here is take a look at our relations today with those that we're closest to and our family. And it can be going either way. Are you being overprotective, too defensive, or do you need to bring that nurturing energy in with your relations with family and friends today? So that's what I got for the numerology of the day and the card of the day. Woo-hoo.
It never fails to amaze me how much coincidence, if you want to call it that nobody believes in coincidence, but synchronicity that there so often is between the numerology, the cards of the day, and everything.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it's like that child pose and connecting to the inner child is all about activating your third eye, chakra, which is connected to our intuition. So there's something going on today, especially it seems, where we really need to be using our intuition more, like kind of following that gut instinct and kind of I want to say banishing self-doubt. Because I think self-doubt, I don't know if you agree or not, Dax, but I think self-doubt so often is like the biggest issue that comes up when it comes to trusting our intuition.
Oh, yeah. That's
So
probably
just
the number
go
one
for
thing.
it, right? It's like you
Yeah.
question it. You get that intuitive feeling, that gut instinct that, if you're clairaudient, you may hear something. If you're clairvoyant, you might get a flash of an image of something. And then we think like, oh, okay, nah, that's nothing. That's nothing. Keep going. And then the thing we saw ends up happening because we didn't listen. So we've all been there.
Yeah. Let's see what folks. Oh gosh, we've got Annie in there. We've got Sharona. We've got Rosie. We've got
Hey,
Sharon. We've
everybody.
got Sammy is back as well. Petra, Beverly,
Awesome.
Ron. Wow.
Hey,
Thanks
everybody.
everybody for joining us. And
Yeah.
let's see who wants a card pull. Well, I think I saw Sammy was asking about what's coming up for me in regards to love.
Love. Love that. You want to go first?
Do you have the cards, the romance cards, or I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I could do that.
Let
I
me
could do that. You do your thing.
I'll
Let me grab those and I'll
I'll see what
shuffle.
I'm getting here. I'm not really entirely sure about this, Sammy, but couple of interesting cards, especially for romance that you don't normally get, So 6 of coins, typically not romance. But there's clues in the card, especially the numerology 6. That's the number of success. Remember the energy today, the whole date reduces to that 6 energy, nurturing. It's pointing at the same thing. Are you being nurturing with the people around you? And it's also, he's using a scales here. He's meeting out very carefully the coins. And so be careful with, you might not want to jump right into something. Okay. And try to keep things balanced between this part of your life and the other parts of your life. And then the 6, or sorry, and that was the 6 of coins. And then we got the 10 of swords. So you may, in regards to romance, you may feel a little trapped in right now. Swords are thoughts and ideas. It's all in your head. Yes. And that's how you're going to make progress. So I don't, I was looking in the cards, pulling some cards, trying to see if anybody in particular was popping out. And I'm not getting any core cards. I'm not getting anything indicating a particular individual. So that tells me, along with these cards, is that the tarot is saying, you need to work on you, and then you'll be able to draw in the right person. Would you get married?
Yeah, that is more synchronicity. So, using the Love Notes cards by Lisa Atkinson, which I totally love. And, so far out of the romance, love reading in particular themed decks, it's my favorite. But if any of you have a favorite out there that's not the Romance Angels by Doreen Virtue, I already have that one. But if you have another love theme deck that you really like, put it in the comments and let me know about it so I can check it out. But I do like this one. And this is right now, it's doing what it needs to do. And it's really responding in kind with what Dax was just saying. Two cards that come up here: do what you love. Okay, does that sound like romance? Okay, not really. But it is kind of in line with what Dax was saying of work on you. Okay, so do what you love. And the next card says, love responds. Okay, so that's where the romance comes in. When Samia, when you are in that zone, when you're happy with what you're doing, with where your life is at, that's when love is going to come in. When might that be? I get the number 3 card. It could be as soon as March, but not right now. However, I did spin the Tarot Rota wheel and landed on the Fool card. So anything could happen at any time with that. So stay open. But really, if you need to do something, the advice to do something is just what Dax was saying. Work on you. Work on doing what you love. Love is going to come along. You can't chase love down and beat it over the head and drag it into your cave. I wish we could, but we can't. We have to come about. It's almost out of our control.
Speaking of love, the next question is Anna Smita wants to know how their long-term relationship or long-distance relationship is going to go with it's either Rafe or Rafi. Don't know how to pronounce that exactly. He's away in a different country. There are slim chances of meeting, so I just want to know that, can we work it out if we try?
I'm going to spin the tarot wheel first.
The tarot wheel.
The tarot wheel, what is interesting that comes up here is the Strength card. So there's, if you both try, because there is, strength is about a relationship. When you look at the card, you got the relationship between the lady and the lion. Who's the lady and the lion in the relationship? And, are we, not having friction? That's going to be a big thing, as it is for relationships, whether they're distanced or, right on top of each other, right? But pulling a love card too on this, just to see, so the Strength card to me is a good sign, but it's also saying like, hey, sometimes strength is, within our gentleness and our understanding. When you have a long distance relationship, those parts can be kind of difficult, because it's hard to feel understood sometimes when that person isn't like right next to you, and it's hard to be understanding. Say if you don't hear from them for a day, say you're used to hearing from them every day, and then one day you don't wig out, just chill. They'll come back, let them explain if an explanation is needed. It's like, don't make it toxic. And there's some good things going on with this relationship. What comes up in the cards too is very interesting. Number 1, nurture love. So obviously, any relationship, in person or long distance, you got to nurture it. You got to nurture those things that keep love alive. affection, intimacy. Intimacy is a little tough. Maybe you don't get to meet in person, but just like Dax was talking about with AI and all these different, tech things, now there's ways to, have an intimate relationship, even if you're not together in person. And then finally, love heals. Why are the two of you even trying? If it's a distance relationship and the chances are slim of each ever meeting each other, like what is it that the two of you, it keeps you in it, keeps you going? What do you get out of it? What does he get or she get out of it? This, because this is for anybody in a relationship like this, or any relationship. You gotta nurture it. You gotta nurture those seeds of love, that affection, that having fun together, that having intimate moments, sharing intimacy, confiding in each other. All of those things are the strengths to keep your relationship going. But let's see what Dax has.
I can't really add too much to that. And with these cards, I don't think I really want to.
Because I talked forever.
No, it's
like blah, blah,
no, because
blah.
of the card, because of the cards that I got. Look at that. The devil card. This is about what we're attached to. If I'm having a long distance relationship and I get the devil card, it's like the universe saying, okay, why are you keeping this long distance relationship going? Is it just an attachment? Is it just how it was in the past? You're still attached to that way. And yeah, not good. Can long distance relationships work? Of course. It's extremely rare though. So you have to do exactly what Mary said. Are you doing this because you're really in love with this person? Is this person really in love with you? And in alignment with that, the Seven of Swords, like Mary said, at a distance, it's really hard to know what's going on. I think there's things going on in the background there. Anyway, so that's my 2 cents. I'm not happy with that. Let's look in the chat here. Who's okay? Petra's hello. Is my manager worried I will leave? Well, yeah. Okay. First of all, 10 is a yes card in my system, and it's she thinks you're taking on too much, and you're overburdened and everything like that. Will she feel better going forward? I don't know what you mean about that. Will she no longer think you're going to leave, or what? Well, have you told her you're not leaving? That's the thing that pops in my head, is like, this doesn't make any sense to me. But got the 9 of Wands on that. And that's not really a bad card. Yeah, there's a lot of similarity in the way Chiro drew this between the 10 and the 9, with both individuals looking rather weary here, but the 9 is, the end of a cycle, and all the wands in a line behind him are representing the experiences he's gone through, his learnings. I think your boss will figure this out. I think whatever this is all about is ending with the 9, and it's going to, a whole new start is going to happen. Wait, let me pull one more card. Ace of Wands. Yes. A whole new start in this. Yeah. My God. I love when the tarot just, kind of goes,
Yeah.
It's like so obvious. What are you getting, Mary?
Well, I pulled one from James Rickliff's master deck, the 21st century
Oh, I love that
Marseille deck, and I got the Chariot card. Does she think you're leaving? Well, there's a chariot, gee, the horses are hitched up, it looks like somebody's going somewhere. And the other thing is, I also spun the tarot rota wheel, and it landed on the Hierophant card. So it makes me kind of wonder about the relationship between you and the boss, the manager person, because it's like, do they see themselves as your mentor in some way? I'm a fan of the Hierophant card, but sometimes the Hierophant can be a little bit overbearing if you don't want to lecture every day. That's how I kind of think of it. But yeah, I feel like they know. And with the Chariot card, I feel like this could be a very successful move or change for you. So that's what I got.
Okie dokies. Oh, my microphone's working right here. Let's see what's going on here. Beverly. Let's see. What is coming towards me in love?
Love. Cupid's arrow.
It's more love.
More love. Great. Okay, let me get out the Love Notes cards by Lisa Atkinson. Once again, I will promote that deck. It's almost like a handmade deck is what it feels like. They're like little Valentine's cards. So it's kind of very charming, but really great. The number 4. The 4 comes up, structure, stability. What is the structure? What is the stability when it comes to your love life? Do you see it as stable? Do you see it as, being very structured? Are you restrictive in what you're willing to, get into? People that you're willing to even consider, that kind of thing that comes up, because sometimes, I love the number 4. I think 4 is a great number. I am a 4, but just like Dax says, the 4s often join the military, right? Because they like that structure and that sort of thing. Being a 4, a 22-4, I can tell you that sometimes we can become a little too regimented. We can create unnecessary structure. So I feel like with love, especially, that's one area that that can come up with, and just looking at the cards that come up here, I feel like something is coming up. Somebody's going to talk to you. Love communicates is the card that comes up. So you may be meeting someone that you end up having a great conversation with. And I feel like the combination of those cards are really saying, like, open up a little bit, let them in. You can still have the structure in place, but have visiting hours open, the door open for visitors into your world when you're connecting with people. And this is whether you're in a relationship now or this new people coming up and you're dating and stuff, have that openness so they have a chance to really get a sense of you and you have a sense of being open to someone. Anyways, what are you getting, Dax?
Awesome. I think my card's an answer to what you just said there. Basically, so the Empress card. So if she follows that, she ends up at the Empress card.
Wonderful.
That's perfect. And then, of course, 3 is creativity and communication. So it's all about, your creativity and how you communicate, which is something also that came up with the numerology of the day and the card of the day, that nurturing factor. And you can't get more nurturing than the Empress, especially this version. She literally has the baby. I love how she's a tree, Yeah. I love how she's a tree. Hey, I did want to mention real quick that if you're enjoying the show, be sure to boop the like button there and and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, click that bell, get subscribed to the channel. We always list out on the channel, on the main page of the channel, all of the upcoming lives, and you can click notify on each one so you can pop in here. Let's see. Who else has a question? Okay, so that was Beverly. Pakiza wants a card pull. Okay. The 7 of coins. It's a 7 card. It's in alignment with the numerology today, that exploration and research and the natural detective and so forth like that. So this is in regards to harvest. So it's talking about the material realm. So take a look at this. It's a card of reevaluating what you're doing. And the other message that I felt strongly as soon as I looked at it, I love that smile she's got on there. I think happy harvest is, on the way for you. That's what I got for a message. What'd you get, Mary?
It's kind of interesting to me because it's like never before, just this moment, that I really see like the connection between these two cards. The card I got, again, pulling from James Rickliff's wonderful Majors
Is
Only
that the back?
Koi. That's the back design. See the dragons?
I love that.
21st century Tarot de Marseille. And I got the Temperance card. And it's so funny because I just never really thought of it in connection to the 7 of Pentacles. But, that sense of like temperance insofar as like moderation, being able to like be patient. And to me, the 7 of Pentacles often is about, like you said, the harvest is coming in. You got to be patient. A watched pot doesn't boil, So whatever it is that's going on in your life or that's coming up that you're, excited about or anxious about, we either want to get through it or can't wait for it to arrive. Relax, chop wood, carry water, moderate pace. Try to like be peaceful. The Temperance card is like that even tempered, even keel kind of energy to me. So yeah, that's the message I got.
Awesome sauce. Ron's got the next question. By the way, Sharon says the cards of the day and the numerology fit perfectly with my personal card I pulled for myself today. I definitely heard my message. Woo.
Awesome. That's great. What did she pull? I'm like, what card was it?
Sharon, what card did you get? Let us know. That'd be really interesting to see if she pops that in here. Ron had a question. What's to come soon in the near future? Been in the job hunt for such a long time. Just want my break already. Some tarot readers have told me there's a betrayal going on, but I don't know what that is. That doesn't really make sense to me. A betrayal. Right. What does that have to do with job hunting?
Well, exactly. If they say betrayal, often they're talking about the 10 of Swords, because it has that imagery of being stabbed in the back.
Or the 7 of Swords too.
Yeah. See, to me, the 7 of Swords is like you're being lied to, or somebody's stealing you, or something's hidden from view something going on behind the scenes you don't know about. But yeah, that could obviously be betrayal as well. But what is coming up? I am going to actually pull a card since you've gotten a lot of tarot readings on it already. I bet, Ron, you have not gotten a reading from the 5th dimensional white lion beings from the Lyra constellation, the Lyran Oracle.
Exactly.
I have found this deck to be scarily accurate, even though I've only been using it since after Christmas. But the card I pull for you, it's really good. You said you've been waiting a long time. Look at the beautiful back of that. Stare into their eyes, ask for their guidance. I got the Cosmic Star family card. And that's saying like you're gonna have there's support for you. So maybe there's cosmic star family support, right? But on the question that you asked, let's drop the card, you know, it's saying like, look, there's a community that maybe you haven't tapped into yet where you can find support in your job hunt. And also, it's also a card of socializing. So are you networking? Are you making connections? Are you hearing about people that maybe have jobs that you're the kind of job you're looking for, or maybe you're doing the thing that you want to do? You need to start networking and connecting, and you're going to find support out there, and lickety split, it's going to happen for you. But let's see what Dax is getting.
Well, it's looking really good. First of all, nothing about betrayals coming up. That's a good sign. And the Justice card, that's generally an indication. It's card 11. That's the Master Illuminator number. It's also 2, which is balance. And of course, you see that with the scales. Usually in this kind of a question and justice comes up, yeah, justice is going to come through for you. It's like getting the wheel of fortune. You're finally going to get your just deserves. You talk to, especially the way you worded the question, and you just want that break. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I did pull another card and got the 4 of coins. And this has been my message all through January, especially when this one pops up, because it started with that is, as you're making plans for the future and things you want to manifest, rather than blurting it out to the whole world, keep it close to the chest, what it is you're trying to manifest. And that's what I got for Ron. Who else? Oh, we got M136421 came in. And also awesome. MB, Miss B. Okay, lots of
hello.
Farida. Hi, Farida. I know I'm butchering all these names. I apologize. Let's see. Libra girl is in here. Joshi is in here. Did I miss anybody?
Hey,
I don't
everybody.
know. Going to go back up to Ron's question so I can remember where I stopped. What's that one? Ooh, that's a weird I don't even know how they made their name do it in this interesting font. Batty Lex, L-E-X-X, Batty. Hi, how did CJ feel when he saw me earlier this month? Or no, wait, earlier after a month of separation and no contact. That is the only bad thing I have to say. I've really been enjoying our Mondays and doing the chat only. And I still love doing our Saturdays with our simulcast on Blog Talk. But it's so much easier when you're talking to somebody on the phone. Of course, with this chat, we're able to get people from all around the world, which we don't typically do through Blog Talk, Mary. But it's just
Canada. We get a lot of
Canada. Yeah, Canada. But to me, it's so difficult sometimes with text, and I just have a lot of problems with text. Good God, I do not know what is going on here. Holy cow. I do not know what's going on here, Mary. I'm just getting like tons of court cards. Nothing really talking about. Boy, this is just bizarre. So I got the King of Wands, the Knight of Coins, the Knight of Wands. It's like, who are all these guys, And Batty's, Batty Lex is asking about this, CJ, and he saw me earlier but there's been a month of separation. I don't know why I would just get a bunch of, sometimes the answer just doesn't come through, Mary. I'm not really getting why I would see all of these cards, except for the fact that maybe it's an indicator to Lex that there's a lot more fish in the sea. And then let me pull one more card. Okay. The 8 of Cups. Left all the baggage behind and is moving onward towards the light. I think that's a good indication. But maybe you got something more, Mary, that might, help this. But what I'm feeling is that the tarot's kind of saying, he feels like he's moving on. It may even be suggesting that you move on and that there's a lot more opportunity out there for you. But what did you pull,
all
Mary?
those court cards. Pull a card from the power of the elements and is saying, like, have faith for your own healing, right? So that comes up on how he felt after seeing you after this sort of like month of nothing happening. And then also a love notes card that says love relaxes. So I do feel like this is about moving on and healing from whatever needs to be healed, and maybe as a message for both of you. But the other thing about, this particular card, have faith for your own healing, is that sense of like being, lifting up off of it. So if there was any sort of, I don't know, like, toxic residue leftover, kind of mixed feelings, or maybe things that haven't been resolved. A lot of times we talk about a relationship ends and where's our closure? He didn't give me closure. She didn't give me closure. There's no closure. It's like, well, when it's over, that's the closure. That's the closing. And at the same time, closure is our own personal process of growth and healing from it. So I would focus on that, relax into it. And look around you. There's going to be a lot of interesting prospects, I would say.
Wow.
Oh, I'm still on. Whoops. I didn't mean to hit the wrong button.
Yeah. Well, I got a really interesting one from that M136421. And you can answer this however you want. You were supposed to be up first, but I already pulled cards on this because it's a particular thing where she's asking like 3 questions real quick or something like that. And normally we tell people, look, narrow it to one question, but I'm just going to answer them all real quickly. Number 1, is he coming back to me? No. Number 2, is my medical condition getting better? Yes. We got the Queen of Swords. Queens are the master number 33, the master healer number in numerology. And with it being swords, there might be surgery or some other medical procedure that still needs to be done. And lastly, should I stay in Canada or go to the US? Okay, let's see. Yes, but I'm not. But it doesn't really answer that. Should I stay in Canada or go to the US? It just says yeah. Anyway, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull another card, but 10 of Cups, hearth and home. And look, home is where the heart is. So whatever you choose, it'll work out. But let me pull a card. Should she move to the US? I'm going to change it slightly so we can get a yes, no. Judgment. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You should move to the US. Okay, there we go. Now, Mary, you decide if you want to answer 1 or 2 or all 3 of those, basically, is he coming back to me, medical condition, and moving?
Okay, well, I'm not a doctor, so I don't do medical, but, I think you handled the first 2 with the yes or no. And the moving question was US or Canada. Was that right?
Yeah.
The choice?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one to do.
Yeah, I'll pull a card for each, like just doing a competitive spread here using the 21st Century Tarot de Marseille. And what comes up for the US? The Magician card. Ooh, I like that. What comes up for Canada? The Emperor card, you know, it really depends, obviously, if you're going to move from one country to the other country or which country you're going to live in, there's a lot of things that need to go into that decision, right? Not just a tarot reading. They both look like good choices to me. I would say with the US, maybe you can do more. But the Emperor card makes me wonder, like, what is your, how are you positioned? How are you positioned in either of these countries, whether it's Canada or whether the US? Where do you feel belong? Like you belong, rather, and where do you feel like you can manifest things and make them happen the most? I feel like that is the US, but then I might have an internal bias that somehow caused me to pull that card for the US because I'm rooting for you to move to the US for some reason
Dun, dun,
suddenly.
dun.
Da da da, USA. But the Emperor card is like, it's a four, the stability and structure. So do you already have like the infrastructure of your existence at least in place in either of these places? That's a question I would ask yourself, along with all the million other questions we ask ourselves when we are contemplating moving to a different country. So there you go.
There you go. I hope that helps
Go
you out.
USA.
We are rapidly running out of time here. Real quickly, I did want to mention that if you want to grab us a cup of coffee, if you got getting something out of these shows, just go over to coffee.tarottoday.live and you can find our tip jar there. If you want to buy us a cup of coffee, yes. And you can also book a tag team reading. If you like the way we do these readings, we can spend a whole hour with you and really get deep, and it'll be private, more than the 2 minutes, we can spend here on the shows. So that's tagteam.tarottoday.live to book one of those. Okay. Who else has a question? We might have time for one more question, maybe two, if we do it fast. Beverly wants to know about, will I have a new beginning with my ex, Kian? Okay, let's see. Okay, so Kian is showing, I don't know if he's an earth sign. You can let us know in the chat, but he's showing up as the King of Coins. And then right next to that, the Five of Cups. And I'm, 5 is a no. So in the foreseeable future, currently, no. All right. And there's two things going on with this card. One, it could be obviously how you're feeling about it, but I just feel it's saying that it's not the right moment, that things would have to change. And then if I pull a card on that, okay, the Hermit card. Yep. You need to go inside, work on yourself in order for this to happen. And remember, I don't even need to pull cards for this, but we say this all the time, that if you're rekindling a relationship, you got to treat it like it's a new relationship, not how it was before. It's got to be new and fresh, and all that has to be there. Anyway, that's what I got. What do you get, Mary?
What am I getting? And this is for Beverly? Was that right?
This is for Beverly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm just going to pull a card from the Lyran Oracle once again. And so it's saying, like, look, this is a time of peace and relaxation. It is the parallel Earth. It's like you two are like on different Earths. so I feel like no, but I also feel like it's really saying, like, don't worry about it. It's like now's the time to like find the balance. Make sure you're grounded, centered, finding the balance, that you're enjoying your life and existence, the way things are, because regardless of whether or not the two of you get back together, if you got yourself together, hopefully they'll have their selves together too. And that's going to give both of you the best chance to have this actually work if you choose to go down this road again. And like Dax was saying, treat it like a new relationship because it really is. You've already, and so it's, got to be a fresh start, hit the reset button, that kind of thing. But find that balance within first. That's what I get.
Yeah. And we're at the end of the show.
How did
Lex
that
was
happen?
saying, I know. Lex was saying, oh, she was able to do that on her iPhone. That is really cool. Yes, I agree with misinterpret. Yeah, okay. Yeah. My person does have legal issues. My son's father. Yes, makes sense. Good. Well, I'm glad you got something out of that. I know some other people had questions, but get here early. We start, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. That's 7 p.m. London, UK time. You can extrapolate there. Get here in the beginning, get your questions in early because we only have an hour. So there you go. But we will be back next Saturday, this coming Saturday.
Yes.
And we'll be simulcasting on Blog Talk Radio. So if you want to call into the show, write down the phone number 714-816-4628. And you can dial in early. You can dial in up to 15 minutes before showtime. I also wanted to mention that Sunday, Magic Universe will be on with Sharona, and she's doing 2023, what the tarot has to say about the new year, plus taking your calls and free tarot readings. So this Saturday and this Sunday, you got 2 opportunities to get in there and ask your questions. And meanwhile, join us on the Tarot Guild website, thetarotguild.com, and our Facebook group, Tarot Guild. We have over 6,000 people, somewhere between 7,000. But our main website is thetarotguild.com, and you can join for free. At the top of any page, just click sign up. You can sign up with Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social medias, or you can put in your email address and get a free profile and use all the features of the website. It's basically like Facebook for tarot. It's thetarotguild.com. So we will see
a social media platform itself.
Yeah, it's not, just another website, folks, and it's the only one for tarot, the only one out there. Thanks, everybody. And we will see you on Saturday. Bye for now.
Yes, we will. Bye.
Woo! We had a lot of people.